to this happy place, welcome.
Hey guys, it's Tim, and welcome to another episode 81 of the Dreaming of Disney podcast. I am with my beautiful wife, Adrienne.
Hello.
So, 3 weeks ago, we double recorded an episode. Or double recorded 2 weeks in one night. I was sick. Had a really cruddy voice.
Yeah.
Now I'm sick again.
Yeah. Relapse. This time, a little stuffy. So you get what you're going to get. Probably because we went to Disneyland and it was raining the whole time. And you are not the only one in our group.
No, there was multiple in our group that got sick.
That is sick. Yeah.
The day that we got back.
Yeah.
So it's a gamble. The price you pay.
No, it's a risk you take if you leave your home. You know,
No,
what are you going to do?
Especially in the wintertime. Germs are floating about.
Okay, let's move on.
So, but before we get started,
okay,
we got a new review.
Okay, I I kind of wish that my reaction was just like, oh, nice. But I'm like shocked. What?
What?
Are you kidding me?
We haven't got a new review in a long time.
Have we ever?
The last one was from October.
Don't say the date, man. Like, it's embarrassing.
It's not. It's, we're still new at this.
We're
Coming up on 2 years.
Well,
That's still technically kind of new.
well, but we're not like,
This is a hobby.
it's a hobby. We're not huge on social media.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't mean huge as like followers. We're not like super.
We're not posting multiple times a day. Every day.
And we don't like, we have I wouldn't even say a love. I'd say we have a like-hate relationship with social media. So
yeah.
We don't want to like
Be on it all the time.
yeah, because it's already so hard not to be.
Yeah.
So, not that I judge anybody who is. I enjoy so much content. We just aren't good at. This is what it is. We're introverts,
Mm-hmm.
and we don't want to talk to other people.
Well, we'll talk to you.
We'll talk about it. I've seen reels about that, and there was even a shirt I wanted to buy. Oh, I'm going to forget her name. She has a shop. She goes to Disney World all the time. Saved by the Mouse or something. But had a shirt that was like, introvert, but we'll talk about Disney. And I was like, yep, because we can talk about this a lot.
Yeah.
But other than that, we're like, we don't leave the house.
Yeah.
We do. We leave our house.
We leave when we have to.
We're just introverts and
school.
homebodies.
Yeah. Very happy on a weekend to just stay at home and watch TV.
Well, that just makes us sound like couch potatoes.
Well,
Stay at home and watch TV. Did you watch TV today?
no. I took a nap today.
You did.
I was tired. Georgia was up. You were up with her
Yeah,
mostly.
yeah.
But
Anyways.
back to our review. The headline, this is a must listen. 3 exclamation points.
Oh.
From I'm a disappointed Disney fan.
Oh, does that mean we're negative? Does that mean we diss on Disney a lot? Yeah.
Well, that's just this person's name. That's not
Well, I
saying.
know, but if that's their name, if they are a disappointed Disney fan and they're saying that you must listen to our podcast, then do they agree with some of our?
I don't know. But anyways, they say, Tim and Adrienne, the adorable couple behind the coolest Disney podcast,
What?
offer a must-listen experience packed with fun games, informative details, and exciting news
Their podcast is essential for anyone planning a trip to the happiest place on earth.
Oh my goodness. That's an excellent
that's a
review.
really nice review.
Thank you.
I'm very interested to know who this person is.
I do want to know who this person is.
So I'm a disappointed Disney fan. If you're listening, message us on Instagram. We want to know who you are.
I do. That is such a nice review. Thank you.
I don't think we ever mentioned this one from October of last year. From Ramos girl Jima, titled Last Day. I think she's talking about the episode where we talked about if it was your last day at Disney, what would you do?
Okay.
She says, as always, I love listening to your podcasts. Hearing about your personal experiences is the best parts. It keeps it real. I wouldn't ever want to think about last times at Disneyland. It would be way too sad. I go about 2 to 3 times a month since I'm a local.
Wow.
My goal every time is to try or experience something new or different. Food, ride, show, etc.
Nice.
It's truly endless. Thank you for sharing your love and passion for Disney. By the way, Bengal barbecue is one of my favorites when I want some protein or just something a little healthier than the norm. Try it sometime. I think you'll like it.
All right. I will.
Well, we were just there and we did not try
and we didn't try it. I've never I don't do anything. I don't even know how to look at, I guess if I just went to Apple Podcast. I don't do anything with the podcast. I sit here and I talk and I do Instagram. You do all the podcast stuff. So if there's reviews, I only see it if you tell me about it.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry. I would have tried it. I will try it. But that is a cool goal to go that much and try to do something new each time. Like that's just tells you how much there is you can do.
I don't know if you've seen this hack that involves a foodie hack at Disneyland that involves Bengal barbecue. It's where you take the garlic pretzel twist from, it's not Maurice's Treats.
That's what I wanted to get.
I know we've been saying about this. Oh my
gosh. No, I think it is at Maurice's Treats again. Because I was sitting somewhere, I think it was when Georgia was taking a nap one time, and I was sitting and I was looking at what I could mobile order because I wanted a snack. And I think I saw it at Maurice's Treats, but I didn't get it because anyways, doesn't matter. But I've been wanting to try that.
So you take that.
Okay.
And then you get like a beef skewer at Bengal barbecue. Okay. And you combine the two.
Nice. Like a little sandwich.
Yeah. Like a beef sandwich.
Garlic. Cheese beef sandwich.
Yeah. So you take the beef skewer, put it inside the pretzel garlic twist.
All right.
So
that sounds amazing. I'll try that next time. I don't know when the next time I'm going to Disneyland, but
no, we don't know.
But
we were just there.
Yep.
We were there Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
Yeah. Saturday, Tuesday were half days.
Yeah. I wouldn't have considered Tuesday a half
day.
No.
And we'll get to that. If you follow us on Instagram, you know why,
but Saturday and Sunday leading up to about 3:00 on Sunday. Great. Wonderful. Saturday was a little busy. It was the same day as the Mice Chat Gumball Rally, which is the competition. Mice Chat's a Disney blog. They hold a rally to where teams compete to ride the most rides at Disneyland. If you listen to Hannah from Learning the Magic, her and her husband take part of that. So they just dropped an episode where they talked all about that. So if you want to learn about that, go there because we don't know too much about it. But
I don't know anything. I saw
she's
teams.
An expert.
We didn't see her.
No, we did not see Hannah.
No.
But yeah, we saw a lot of people because they have special lanyards and they're all like walking really fast because they're like on a mission. But those 2 days, Saturday, Sunday, were great.
Well, the second part of Sunday. Well, let's just get into it.
Let's get into it. So we drove down Saturday morning. We got there by lunchtime.
Yeah.
And what did we do? We went straight to eat. We
went straight to eat. We went. We had to check into California Adventure first because that's where our reservation was. but we wanted to just go into Disneyland. And this was before your family was joining us.
Yes. So my family, my parents, my sister and her family, her husband and son. My parents, last time they went was in 2018.
Yeah. And they only went for like half a day, right?
Yeah, they weren't there for very long. They were just in town and they decided just to pop in. And then my sister hasn't been since we were kids.
Yeah, so she said she was 10.
Yeah. And then her husband and son have never been.
Yeah, I didn't realize that her husband had never been.
Yeah.
I knew that our nephew had never been. But so then I felt bad. I'm like, man, there's 2 people who have never been. And we were already like a little bummed about that with the weather, knowing it was going to rain. And I knew your sister hadn't been in a long time. But yeah, so we were just there. We went into California. It was lunchtime, so we got lunch. And then
smoke jumpers. It's our kids' favorite. It's just your typical burgers and chicken strips. And
they'll have like a seasonal shake that's usually really good, a milkshake.
It was like a raspberry.
It was a raspberry cheesecake one, and raspberries upset my stomach, even though I love them, so I didn't try it. Because sometimes I can get the raspberry rose Mickey macaron from Jolly Holiday, and I'm fine. But the last time I ate it, my stomach was trying to kill me. So, yeah. Anyways, and then we went into Disneyland because our daughter had been asking to ride Small World since she woke up at 6 a.m.
Yeah, actually, a couple days before, every day. Small World now. And that was the only ride. Is that the only ride? No, we did Bleak Thunder, didn't we?
No. That wasn't the only ride we rode. I'm just saying that's the only ride she liked this time.
Oh.
So weird. We'll get into that more. Children, toddlers especially, with their phases.
She was extra toddlering this trip.
It was so strange and frustrating. And yeah. So I have some really cute pictures of her, though, as we're going into. She just looks so stinking happy, and it's adorable. And she's amazing. Then I think we just I don't remember what we did, but then our room was ready not long after. And so we went back. We rode something. You did something.
Did we do... Oh, me and Boston did Pirates. We split up.
That's right. That's okay. Here it is. You and Boston went on Pirates. Jack and Noah wanted to ride Star Tours.
Yeah.
And I wanted to try to get Georgia down for a nap.
Yes.
So I walked the boys over. They got in line and I was meeting them at the exit. You were on Pirates. Georgia, for only the second time, she's 2.5, will be 3 in April. This is the second time in her life that she has not taken a nap.
Yep.
She would not nap.
She's too excited.
And like the one other time that she did this, which actually wasn't that long ago, a few months ago, the day of, you're like surprised at how well she's functioning.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, it's the next day.
It's the next day.
It's the next day. Yeah. So, and probably shouldn't say this.
Say it anyway. It's a safe place.
There was a funeral back home, and they were.
Oh yeah.
They were also doing it on Zoom for people who couldn't attend, and so I didn't know we had planned this trip.
We had planned this before they announced
this person we know passed away even. And so then I was I got on Zoom in Disneyland, and then we got on the monorail, and while we were in line and on the monorail back, I was attending a funeral.
With your camera on so everybody can see where you're at.
No, I did not have my camera on. anyways, so we went back to the room for a bit, got our groceries delivered. We talk about, we pack lunches, usually just for the kids, and we allow ourselves to get the food in the park. Sometimes, like for Disney World, when it's a bigger trip, we also packed lunches for ourselves. But you can get, we did Walmart. You can get it delivered to your hotel. So that can be helpful, save some money. We always get, we'll get like gallons of water to fill up our water bottles, some snacks, things like that. So, and then we went back in for dinner. I think we just went to Pizza Planet, and then we just took turns.
Yeah, we did. We did Smuggler's Run. We went into
That's right.
Galaxy's Edge.
You guys did. I just did something with Jordan.
No, you went on it with the boys.
Oh, that's right. I went on it.
You went on it. And
I'm so used to not going on it.
And I stayed back with Georgia.
That's right.
Got her to fall asleep.
I guess we could just look back at our highlight bubble for on Instagram.
Yeah, and then we did Big Thunder after that.
Yeah, and we did rider swap with that, and it had it was dark by then, so it's so much better at night. And when you took the older two boys, and I waited out. Georgia had fallen asleep, and I waited out with Boston, and it had started to rain like a little bit.
That's right. It drizzled a little
Just
bit.
a little bit. And then it went away. And then that was it. We called it a night somewhat early, just because we knew that the next day was going to be, we thought the next day was going to be a long day.
Yeah.
So yeah, we went back.
We went back to room around 8:30.
Did I get a? What did I get?
We
what
weren't
treat
sure.
Did I get?
We weren't. I think you just got a churro.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you got a churro.
I got a hot chocolate.
You got a hot chocolate. That's right.
It was cold.
Yeah.
I needed to tell the people what the treat was.
We weren't sure of whether they were doing the fireworks or not.
Right. Because it at that time, it was raining like on and off.
Yeah.
Just like a little bit.
Yeah. And so we weren't going to stick around for that. We went back to our room. We stayed at Disneyland Hotel. We were in the Adventure Tower. I requested the Adventure Tower, got the Adventure Tower. So far, it was only that one time when I requested it and didn't get it.
Yeah.
We were on the 7th floor, looking out towards downtown Disney, and we could see the fireworks from our room. So Georgia.
Okay.
Wait, go ahead.
Well, just Georgia. Yeah. So like, this is how toddlery she was being. Okay. So she falls asleep in the stroller.
Yeah.
We get back to the room. She like wakes up in the elevator, and she's very grumpy. And so we're getting her ready for bed. And she's like, no, it's bed. No, night. And I'm like, wait, we're just going to get, let's just change your clothes. The boys are tired. They're like getting into bed. So I finally get her to like calm down, and we're like going to like read a story before I put her into bed. And we start hearing the boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, and I was sitting by the window. So I opened the curtains. I'm like, they're doing the fireworks. Boys get out of bed, run over because they want to watch. And she's like, no. She doesn't say fireworks.
Sky.
No sky. I want night. I'm like, oh, now you want to go to bed? Yeah. So then she was mad at the boys for standing in the way of her bassinet because now she wanted to go to bed. I was
And
like,
they were already all in bed, ready to go.
Yeah. And she's like, no, I don't want to go night. And then the fireworks start. So I'm allowing her to stay up. No, I want to go night. I'm like, oh my gosh. Little manipulative toddler. So that's taking a 2.5-year-old to Disneyland pretty much. Like that's what it is.
Yeah. They flip flop.
Oh my goodness.
Constantly.
But yeah, so the next day was the one where it was like, that's when the storm was starting.
Yeah. So some background info. California, if you're not familiar with California's weather, Doesn't rain pretty much from end of May to November.
December.
So it's very dry during late spring, summer, early fall. Typically get rain November through April, beginning of May.
Unless we're in a drought, and then we never.
Unless you're in a drought, you never get. But so there had been forecasted a big storm coming in that weekend, specifically hitting Southern California. And so a couple of weeks leading up, we talked about our rainy day tips and how we check weather, using AccuWeather app. It allows you to see a month in advance. Obviously, that's far in advance, so things can change. And so it was like, no rain, no rain, no rain. Oh, now there's going to be rain. No, it switched back to no rain. And then once we got closer, all the news stations were saying this is going to be a big storm. Don't travel if you don't have to.
I think the governor, didn't he say it was a state of emergency?
There was a state of emergency.
For those counties.
Specifically, LA County.
In Orange County.
And Orange County, mainly along the coast. Anaheim's a little more inland. But we were like, we can't move this mainly because it was the only time our family could go. So we're like, we're gonna go for it. See how it goes. And so we went.
And everyone knew we brought ponchos, we brought shoe covers, umbrellas, change of socks, stroller cover,
rain jackets.
Like I did see people in full blown
rain suits,
like pants, everything. But yeah, so we had like, all right, we're going to do it. We've been to Disneyland in the rain before.
Yeah.
Back in, what was that? 2014, 2015, 2014, 2015. I think it was 2015.
Yeah.
It rained like a lot. We wore our ponchos most of the day. We'd come out from somewhere. There'd be like puddles, and it rained a lot. This was a steady rain from
Sunday at 3:00.
No. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. So Sunday at 3:00 until Tuesday late afternoon.
Yeah.
And then on Tuesday, it was like heavy, and parts of Monday were heavy too, but it didn't stop.
No, it was constant.
It would be heavy and then a little bit lighter, but never even like a mist. It was raining.
Yeah.
The entire time.
And cold.
And cold.
It was
cold for
California.
And we're wet. So, you're wet and cold.
Yeah.
So Sunday, I get mixed up on what days we were there. We got there.
We got there at park opening.
Yes. And like, I shared this on Instagram. I haven't seen the lines that short to get in over a decade.
Probably because there was a state of emergency.
Right. Exactly. So I'm like, hey, this is nice, and for this, it was.
Yeah. I mean, all the highway signs, because they have the electronic highway signs going down off the interstate, and they all said, severe weather,
don't travel
Sunday through Tuesday, limit travel, or don't travel, stay home.
Yeah. So a lot of the locals that go all the time probably weren't going. If you're coming from like out of state or whatever, and you can't change your plans, like what are you going to do?
Yeah.
But still, like I couldn't believe like how short the lines were. So we got in. Your family was not in yet. They were a little later than us. So we decided to head straight to Toontown, to rope drop Toontown. And we shared again when we were standing in line for a rope drop. Like the crowd was so little. Like it was just like there was like nobody there. So we walked right into Mickey and Minnie's, and this is where
it started.
Georgia showed how she was going to be. Okay. She's been on this ride tons of times. She's been on like most of the rides that have no height requirement can be on. Like she was scared her first time when she was 4 months old. But since then, she hasn't been scared of anything but pirates. We are in the room with the opening little cartoon you watch for Mickey and Minnie's. And at the end, when Goofy explodes or whatever, you know, when pieces of Goofy fly everywhere. No, but whatever happens, she flips out, starts screaming that she's scared and that she wants to leave.
Like shaking.
She's like her whole body petrified. Is shaking. And we're like, okay, let's just keep going. I'm thinking, okay, let's just keep going. She'll come down when we get there. She said she wanted Mickey and Minnie. She kept saying Mickey and Minnie. I want to see Mimi. I want to see Mimi. Like, we're going to see Minnie. We're going to see Minnie. Would not calm down. And again, we just walk pretty much straight on.
Yeah.
You had to get off with her because she was just flipping out. And the cast member was kind of waiting to see if she was going to calm down for a few seconds there. And you were like, I'm just going to get off. Just so we can not stop and say this every single time. She did this for every single ride she went on except for Small World.
Yeah.
I don't like, she did it for Ariel. She's fine in line. And then we go to get on the seashell and she starts screaming. She did calm down through some of that one.
Yeah.
She did it for, so we really didn't take her on much. We all, as if like once your family got there, we tried to go on Astro Blasters, Buzz Lightyear. She's been on that tons of times. We get in line. She starts flipping out. So I left with her. Like, it's just a phase. I know, but it was really frustrating. The first couple ones, I was just like so frustrated. And then I remembered what we have learned in our 13 years of taking children to Disneyland, especially when they're this age. You have to let them lead.
Yeah.
Somewhat. You have to have boundaries, right? Like, you don't do whatever your 2-year-old says, but like, if they don't want to ride the ride, you know your kid. So if you think you can push them and then they'll like it, okay. But like, if you can just tell, you know what? If I stand out here with her and let her play with her bubble blower, everyone's going to be happier. So that's what I'm going to do because I'm going to be happier.
Yeah.
Now, also, this is different if this is your like once in a lifetime trip.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this. I've never said that there's a bad age, but if you have a once in a lifetime trip, you might want to wait past the like 2.
Yeah.
Because all of our kids have done this on a Disney trip.
Yeah.
Where we just have to be like, all right, we're just going to follow him. We're just going to let him do what he needs to do. You take the other boy, or with her. Okay, I'm going to go with her and we're going to do what she wants. You take the boys and do this. Because they're going to be miserable and then the parents are going to be mad and frustrated, where if you're just like, all right. But that's easy to say when we get to go all the time.
Yeah.
So if you don't get to go all the time, if I'd say either a baby
yeah,
or like 4.
Yeah.
Because 2 and 3, you just never know. Like, are they going to like the rides? They might. And then the next ride you go on, they might flip out. Are they going to want to eat that? They might. And then they might throw it at you the next time. Like, you just never know.
No.
Are they going to nap? Maybe, maybe not. Like, it's just such a volatile time.
It is.
And again, we take her and we've taken all of our kids, but we are able to go a lot. So we're like, I'm like, okay, yeah, there was several rides I didn't get to ride. There were rides you didn't get to ride, but we get to do it. So just a thought that if you only go every several years or just once in a lifetime for your kids, and you have a difficult toddler, like all of our toddlers have been, just a thought.
Yeah.
Because it could have ruined my trip if, sorry, tickle. If I didn't go all the time, if I haven't done this with toddlers before, it could have ruined it.
Yeah.
Her, I don't even want to say attitude, because she wasn't having a bad attitude. She's a toddler,
She's
you know,
toddler.
She was just, well, she's scared. She's probably going to start being scared of the dark here pretty soon. You know, she's just more aware of things and becoming scared of things. And so I don't want to say she had a bad attitude because she's just being a toddler.
Yeah.
But it could have ruined a trip if it was like my once my one-time trip. So
Yeah.
that was a tangent. I just don't want to go on every single ride that she didn't want to go on. So after a few of those, like she's been on Web Slingers several times. We didn't even bother. We were
try.
like, nope. Because normally that's a ride. What's nice about like Mickey and Minnie's, Web Slingers, they're rides that everyone really enjoys and that there's no height requirement. So you can take your babies on it.
Everybody on it. Yeah.
She went on that at 4 months old and wasn't scared.
Yeah.
But this one we were like, no, let's like, I'm not even, she's going to freak out. And then, so let's just not even bother. We stopped. She didn't even ride that many rides this trip.
No, she didn't.
But she didn't want to. She'd be like, after a while, she like figured it out. Cause she'd be like, no, thank you.
No, thank you.
Like, you want to go on this? No, thank you. Oh, you took her on the carousel a bunch.
Yeah.
No, thank you. I'm scared. Like, okay. But anyways, so that's her. So
we did Mickey and Minnie's.
Well, kind of.
You guys did.
We did Toontown. We played, because I was hoping, because she's tall enough to go on the Go Coast, the Gadget Go Coaster.
We tried going on that, and she didn't want to do it.
Other things, she's like a little daredevil.
Yeah.
And so I thought, she's really, and she still could like roller coasters. So I thought she would like it, but she was freaking out about everything. So she wouldn't even, she was freaking out when we just tried to measure her height, which she does at the doctor too. But because I think she's tall enough for smugglers too. But we were like, no way. Yeah. So we just played in Toontown for a while. And it was empty.
Yeah, there's nobody there.
Like that whole play area, if you rope, I mean, it was a slow day. If you rope drop Toontown, like the play area was dead. Like,
because we went there in the summer and it was wall to wall kids.
It had just opened.
Yeah, but still, it was like, oh my God, there are so many germs floating around right now.
Where we were like we were like, there was like 2 other families in there.
Yeah.
But then your sister and her family got there, so we went and met them, and then 10 minutes later or so, your parents got there. Yep. We hung out at the castle, got a picture because I was like, okay, guys, from this afternoon on, it's going to be raining. We should get a picture now.
Yeah.
Then we went and did Buzz, but like, we stood there for a while, just like talking, and you guys did Star Tours.
In Space Mountain, we did Rider Switch for Space Mountain.
We did Rider Switch for Space Mountain. That was fun. So that was our nephew's. So the first ride he did was Buzz, then Star Tours, which he really liked. And then we took him on Space Mountain.
Oh, Star Tours. Going back to Star Tours. For the first time ever.
Oh, that's right. And I missed it.
We've been going on Star Tours for
my whole life.
Yeah. But as a family, 13? 16 years.
Oh, okay.
Never once did we get the Rebel Spy. Never once.
Nope.
So if you're not familiar with this, right, whether it's Darth Vader stops you or the stormtroopers or whatever, they say, you're holding a spy to the Empire or of the Rebel Alliance, and they take a picture of somebody in the audience and they put it on the little side screen. Never once have we been picked. This time, Noah, our middle son, was picked. Everyone was so excited.
I bet, because
he was so excited.
And they love Star Tours.
They love it.
And I don't think, me even going before you, I don't. It took me a long time to even realize that they picked someone from the audience, because you don't really, you know who's in your group, but you don't know who's in that entire car.
Yeah.
So like I didn't even realize for a long time that they're picking someone from in here. Yeah, I'm bummed I missed that.
So after Star Tours, we went Space Mountain. That was the first big ride.
Yeah, for our nephew. He loved it.
Nephew, I
think that's his favorite.
And it ended up being his favorite ride the entire trip.
Yeah. Yeah.
So after Space Mountain, we did Pirates.
Yeah. And it was nice because your mom hung out with Georgia. So we didn't even have to do rider swap. That's right.
That's right. Yeah.
Because, so your mom didn't get to do Space Mountain?
No, she did.
No, she didn't.
No, we have a picture of her.
No.
I'm pretty sure she did Space Mountain.
No. Because your dad was getting over, like he was over being sick, but he was still a little tired. And so they didn't, and he like his back was bugging him. And so he didn't want to do it. And your mom was like, oh, I'll just wait out so all of you guys can go together and I'll stay with Georgia. She didn't go on it.
No, I'm pretty sure she
No,
did.
Babe, she didn't.
I don't know. I thought she did.
No, she didn't. Let's take her back. She stayed
So
out.
did we not do 2 groups?
We didn't. We didn't have to. We got a lightning lane for it.
That's right.
And then, so we had 2 extra
got Genie
lightning
Plus
lanes.
that day.
We got Genie Plus.
Which we probably didn't need to.
Probably not.
We could have gotten away with not doing it, but we did just in case.
So your parents stayed out with Georgia, and so that was nice because then we could just all go. And then we went over to Pirates.
Yeah.
You had gone on it the day before with Boston, and I hadn't yet. So you stayed out with Georgia, and the rest of us went.
And this Pirates is now on Genie Plus. Now that,
but we didn't get a lightning lane for it.
I know, but I'm just saying.
Oh,
it's now on Genie Plus since Haunted Mansion is closed for construction, and then Splash Mountain / Tiana's hasn't opened up, so there's not much to do over there.
Oh, right.
And so instead of dropping the price of Genie Plus because there's 2 attractions that are on it, they decided just to add Pirates to it. And so I know from when I went on the day before with Boston, and then when you guys went on that day, the wait times are significantly longer than what they usually are.
It wasn't for us that day, but this was a slow day.
It was still.
We waited 15 minutes.
You waited 15 minutes? I thought it was more like.
No, the wait was 20 and we waited like 15 or so.
Oh, it felt a lot longer. Maybe because I was with Georgia.
Yeah. No, it wasn't. It wasn't that long. We okay, let's see. Because we got off of Space Mountain at 11 and we got a Genie Plus for Indiana Jones, which was at like 140.
Yeah.
So then we're like, okay, well, let's go on Pirates. And it was funny because I was like explaining to your dad like how Genie Plus works. And it's just so like we get it now.
Yeah.
But explaining it to someone who has never used it, has never heard, like done, hasn't been to the park in years. I was like, I know it's stupid. Like I kept having to say that it's stupid. I know. And he's like, that seems, I'm like, stupid. Yeah, it is. Like, so he's like, okay, so we can get a lightning lane for Pirates then. I was like, yeah, but the wait time's only 15 minutes. So we should just go because that's not that bad. And we already have a what? It was like, so anyway, so we got in line and it always looks really long, but Pirates, you're kind of moving the whole time. And
you don't have both sides anymore because the left side is lightning lane and the right side is standby.
Oh, that's why. Okay. So so we were in line at 11:30. I think we all had to stop and go to the bathroom or something. And then on the ride, 11:48, we're on the ride.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So,
so while you guys did that, I had Georgia. We kind of walked around. We went up into the new treehouse, which is cool. It's pretty much just like a walkthrough. There's really nothing to do.
I feel like I am so confused at why did they change it from Swiss Family Robinson to Tarzan, then back to basically Swiss Family Robinson? Because I went up with her later in the day with it, which if you're carrying a toddler.
She wanted to walk up the stairs. I was like, no, I'm going to carry you up the stairs.
When I went with her, it was starting to rain. So I carried her. It's high, you guys. It's high. It's a really cool view from the top.
Yeah.
But if you're carrying a toddler, prepare yourself.
I was exhausted. And then
we went into Galaxy's Edge after that.
I was going to take her on Pooh, and shocker, she did not want to go on it. She did want to go. She's like, yeah, I want to go. Yeah. And wants to go ride. I want to ride Pooh Bear. And I was like, okay, let's go. And we get to the front of the line. No, thank you. I'm scared. I'm like, okay. Let's walk all the way back. And then after that, you guys were done. And my dad's one thing that he wanted to do, it was check out Galaxy's Edge. Because last time he was there, 2018, they were still building it. Yeah. And it was lunchtime. So we were like, okay, we'll go, get a spot, eat lunch, get
cold
Black Calf.
Black
baby.
Calf cold brew. Because your sister was like, "Where's the coffee you guys are always talking about?" I was like, "Let's go."
Oh, let's go. Next time.
So, and I would say, I think your dad had a good time in Galaxy's Edge.
Oh my gosh. He was nerding out. Every character he saw, he chased them down. And first we saw Ahsoka. He was like, who's going to take a picture of me with Ahsoka? I was like, okay, I'll help you out. And he was having like full on conversations with him. Like he was like all in character. He loved it. And then we saw in the distance, Kylo Ren, the stormtrooper. He's like, I'm going to chase him down. So we go chase down Kylo Ren. And he's like, he was on the way over there. He's like, what did Han Solo say? He did the what and what? How many parsecs? I was like, he did the Kessel Run in 12 parsecs. And he's like, okay. And so he's following Kylo Ren. And he's like, hey, Kylo Ren, I have a bone to pick with you. And Kylo Ren's like totally ignoring him because they focus on the kids or people who aren't paying attention or just like on their phones. And then they like surprise them. People that want attention they totally ignore you. But he didn't like let up, and he said he said the whole parsecs line completely wrong, but that's okay. And he was like, you took down my guy Han Solo,
spoiler for our kids who haven't seen, but they never listen to what he says.
And he did the Kessel Run in 20 parsecs. I was like, it's 12.
I wasn't there for this. I just saw the video.
Yeah. And yeah, I filmed the whole thing. And Kylo Ren was like, that is not new information. And it was like totally blowing him off. And he like chased him like all the way through like Galaxy's Edge. And
none of this is surprising.
No, my dad's like,
which I told like as soon as we said, let's go on Pirates. And so before we ever left, we both talked. I was like, oh, so how long do you think it's going to take for your dad to do a pirate impression? And you were like, a couple seconds. So your mom's like, let's go ride Pirates. There's the impression.
Captain Jack Sparrow.
And then on the whole ride, it's like him and the boys are just like talking like pirates the whole time.
Why is the rum gone?
But
when me and Boston went the day before, Jack Sparrow was up in the royal suite above Pirates and just waving to everybody and talking to everybody in line. And I told him, I was like, I'll give you $5 if you yell to Jack Sparrow, why's the rum gone? He wouldn't do it.
Well, he's 7.
I know. But they quote that all the time here at home.
They do say it all the time.
Why is the rum gone?
Yeah.
I don't know. Why are you drinking the whole
Why are you drinking Mama's rum? I'm being too loud. George is moving around. But yeah, so then you guys went to go on Smugglers and Rye. You went on Smugglers. I was trying to get Georgia down. After that, Rise was like 45 minutes. And I was like, you guys need to go for it. Because none of us, well, your dad said he would buy individual Lightning Lane. And you were like, well, I have to buy it for 5 people. So I'm not buying it.
Yeah, my sister didn't want to buy it either. I mean, it was $26 that day per person.
Yeah.
And my sister was like, I'll do a few buy it for everybody, telling my dad. He was like, oh, okay, maybe. And then I was like, no, we're just not doing that. That's a lot of money. So by that time, we also ran into Boba Fett and Mando and Grogu. And so we had to stop by each of those and get our pictures and talk to him. And But then, Rise was 45 minutes. I was like, we need to go right now. And we ended up only waiting about 30 minutes.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it went by pretty quick. I mean, we walked, by the time we walked in line, we were already in the cave part.
Oh, okay.
So we didn't even wait outside. But yeah, and then when we finally got on the ride, it was everybody went on it except you and Georgia.
Right.
And I was in the car. It was me and the
All
boys.
The boys.
And then my parents' sister and her husband were in the other car.
Your parents' sister?
My parents,
sister.
My sister.
Oh, so it was the 4 of them and then you with all the boys.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. So it was me and Boston in the front row with the 4 boys behind us.
3 boys.
3 boys.
3 other boys.
Yes. But I saw my dad's face was just like, his eyes were like super wide, and it's like I was just waiting for the drop.
For the drop.
And so, spoiler alert, there's a drop on Rise.
It's not as good as I wish it was, but no,
you first do it the first time because you don't expect it.
No, the first time I didn't expect it, and I was like, that wasn't as big as I wanted it to be a longer drop. Yeah. But I will say, so I've been on it. It's like I'll go on it, but I'm not like amazed. But when we went last year with a group, and I went on it with people, our friends who hadn't been on it yet, that was fun. Yeah. Because I knew it's coming, and I'm like waiting, and I'm not telling them. And so like their reaction is super fun. Yeah. Yeah. But
so, yeah, that was cool. So,
yeah. And then I got Georgia to nap, and I got the perfect bench. Maybe not perfect. It is a really good bench. Mm. Just like, and these benches are always full, but it was a slow day. And so I just sat. Usually I'll try to I'll go into shops and stuff, but I was like, no, this is like a really good bench right in front of the castle. I'm just going to sit here. And I was pretty tired. And it was really nice. But then it started to rain. So that's when it started to rain. So I got the cover out for the stroller. I got my poncho on, and I was heading to meet you at Indiana Jones.
Yes.
You guys, it was getting close. It was so our I want to say our lightning lane was for 140.
It's like 140, 150.
So 140 to let's just say 140 to 240, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like
It's like 220 or 230.
220. Yeah. And I'm like, Indiana Jones lightning lane is still a good 20 minutes.
Yeah.
10 to 20 minutes. 10 if you're doing good. We don't have time to do rider swap with this also.
Yeah. Because we win it anyways because we have lightning lane for everybody. We had Genie Plus for everybody, so we wouldn't do rider switch.
Not riders. We can't get a rider swap, but we wouldn't have time to do 2 different groups.
Got it.
Because we'd have to do 2 different groups because someone would have to wait out with Georgia, and the second group would run out of time for their return time. Even though you have a window, I was like, no, we'll run out of time. So, by the way, during this, she was asleep. It was starting to rain. I really needed to go to the bathroom. You guys had just gotten off Rise and were going to meet me at Indiana Jones. And I'm like, I don't want to waste time then having you guys have to wait for me to go to the bathroom. We need to get on Indiana Jones. So I was looking at the app. I'm like, I know they have family or companion bathrooms. Where's one? There is one. If you didn't know this, there is one in the Tiki Room. So where they sell the Dole Whip and you can go back there in the Tiki Room, there's a bathroom back there and it's a companion bathroom. So in case you didn't know, it's hidden. And I found it and I used it.
There you
and
go.
when I came out, I hit a bunch of teenage girls standing in front of the door because everyone had come in for shelter because it had started pouring. So it was raining. I met you guys. Georgia woke up, was grumpy, shocker. You guys get over, we're like, okay. And you were like, I won't go. You go with, you were going to let me go with the group. You were going to wait out because we didn't have time to do 2 groups. So I'm like, okay, let's go, you guys. We walk over. It was down.
Shocker.
And so I was like, okay, well, let's figure out what to do. At this point, it was starting to rain more and everyone was kind of done.
Yeah.
I wasn't necessarily done, but I had just sat for an hour. So everyone it was starting to rain. So they just wanted to go take a break, sit, get some coffee. So they went to Starbucks. Yeah. The boys weren't really done either. They're, let's see, 13, 11, 10, and 7. So they weren't done. I was like, well, I could keep going. Yeah. I was like, do you guys want to go ride a ride with me? And they're like, yeah. So Big Thunder was 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Or 20 minutes. And I'm like, okay, I'll take the boys. We'll go do that. We maybe 5 to 10 minutes we waited. It had started to rain. Nice. So we were all getting,
Yeah.
Well, I had a poncho. They were like, no, we're good. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, they all just had their sweaters that day.
Yeah. So we did that. Well, I had ponchos for them, but they didn't want to wear
them. Yeah.
So we did that. And then by the time we got off of that and started heading over to meet you guys at Starbucks, it was coming down pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it was cold.
Yeah.
So we met you guys and just we all hung out in Starbucks for a while, waiting for it to kind of lighten up.
Uh-huh.
It wasn't. So your dad and brother-in-law were like, okay, we're kind of done for the day. Like it was just cold. They didn't want to be in the rain. And so they went back to their resort condo place, timeshare thingy, place they were staying. But we were like, okay, we probably won't last too much longer, but like, we don't want to, be totally done. Like, what if our nephew wanted to see Toontown? We're like, okay, we could maybe like in Georgia, she was asking for Small World again. So we're like, all right, what if we go to Small World, go to Toontown? Mm-hmm. We got a lightning lane for Matterhorn.
Yeah.
No, we had a lightning lane for Mickey and Minnie's at 5.
That's right.
For everyone. Because me and the boys rode it that morning, but no one else had been on it,
Mm-hmm.
So we start to head out. It's raining. Georgia is in a bad mood, right? So this is the day after she did a nap.
Go back a little bit.
No.
When we were at Starbucks, Market House, I started to hear some music outside. And I was like, what is that? Because it's raining. It's like, there's no way they're doing a parade right now. They're not doing Magic Happens because Magic Happens had just started 2 days before.
Yeah.
And it's like, there's no way they're doing that. They did a rainy day cavalcade,
which
is the first time I've seen that. So they have all the characters and the streetcars. They're all covered and everything. And so you can stand out there and wave to characters and everything. And so I heard that. I took Georgia out and she got all excited to see Mickey and Minnie and Pluto and all the characters out there. So she was waving to them and we were sitting out there on Main Street. And then right after that, there was a big group of people that were walking behind them. And then I just saw a mass exodus of people just leaving the park.
Yeah.
And so, and then we went
over
the Matterhorn.
So we tried. So we were walking. We were going to do Small World, but it was just coming down more and more. We stopped to go to the bathroom. Georgia wouldn't let us put the cover on the stroller. Was just flipping out about it. When we were at home and we showed her, she just thought it was the greatest thing.
It was so cool. She got upset.
She threw a fit when we took her out of the stroller.
Yeah.
Again, you never know. You never know. And I was like, you know what? This is miserable. I was like, I'm going to take her back to the hotel. We were at by the bathrooms by Alice in Wonderland. So pretty close to the monorail. We were staying at Disneyland Hotel. So I could get on the monorail, be back at the hotel. I'm like, this is miserable. Yeah. Like, I'm going to take her. And you guys were going to try to wait for the Mickey and Minnie's Lightning Lane at 5.
Yeah.
So at this point we were going to try to wait for Indiana Jones because your dad really wanted to go on it. But once he left, it was kind of like, well, okay, maybe we turn in that Lightning Lane for something else. And that's when you turned it in for Matterhorn. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So the boys were like, yeah, we could do it. Well, some of the boys were kind of done. A couple of them were done. A couple of them were like, we could keep going because it was just getting cold too.
Noah was done. He was like, I'm cold.
No, it was done. It was
wet.
Cold. So I took her back and it took me like 10 minutes.
Yeah, you took the the monorail.
I wish I took the Matterhorn back there. Yeah, I took the monorail, but like I was in our room within 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
It's so fast. It's so nice.
Yeah, I kept the stroller.
Yeah, because I was like, I can't do, because I had to carry her, take my personal backpack with my stuff, and then her, she's not a diaper bag, she's potty trained, but like her bag with her stuff. Yeah. And I was like, so I have 2 backpacks. I'm carrying her. I can't take the stroller and collapse it in the rain. Oh, I had, yeah. I'm wearing a poncho. Like I can't do that. So you kept the stroller. What were you guys? Oh, you were, okay. So then you guys went on Matterhorn.
We went on Matterhorn.
And in the rain.
Yeah. So my mom, my sister, her son, and I had the boys.
Yeah.
We all stayed back. We were deciding, do we want to do Mickey and Minnie's? Mickey and Minnie's was at 5.
And this was at like 4.
This was like 4 o'clock.
And the boys really want to do Matterhorn. So, okay, let's try Matterhorn in the rain. It was really fun.
Yeah.
The boys had a good time. We were on the right side this time. And the right side is much less bumpier. So the left side is faster and very jerky to a point where it kills me because I'm old. And so my mom because my mom, just like, this is really jerky. I don't know if you want to go on it. And she's like, yeah, I should probably sit out. So she stayed back. She was sat under the monorail track with the stroller. It's kept dry. And so me and the boys and my sister went all on Matterhorn. And we had the whole, because there were 6 of us. We had the whole cart train thing, bobsleds.
I never got a picture. I wanted to get a picture of you and your sister.
Oh, just me and her?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't get one. Darn.
Oh, well.
I just thought of that.
And so, yeah, that was fun in the rain. We had a good time with that. And then after that, we were kind of like, Noah was like, I'm cold and I'm tired. I want to go back to the room. And so that's when we decided to call it and head back. So
I know what I was going to say for the podcast.
We didn't go on Mickey and Minnie's.
Yeah, everyone was kind of done. And so you guys came back and so that was, you guys got back a little after 5.
A little after 5.
Yeah, it was like 5:20. And so we just got dinner at the
Tangaroa Terrace.
Yes.
Next to Trader Sam's.
So this is because I was telling you earlier, like an hour or so ago, like there was something I was like, oh, I want to talk about this on the podcast. And now I can't remember what it was. This is what it was. I think it's my favorite hamburger, cheeseburger. Like
ever? Anywhere?
Currently, yes.
What is it called? It's called like the Wagyu beef Hawaiian burger or something.
I love it.
It's like it's Wagyu beef, so it's like premium patty.
Oh, is that what
beef.
that means?
Yeah, it's like it's a higher quality beef, and then it has like a grilled pineapple.
Oh my gosh. Rise is 45 minutes right now. It's almost 10 o'clock. I didn't realize it would still be open.
Grilled pineapple, bacon.
Oh my gosh, you guys, grilled pineapple and bacon together? Holy moly.
It's a big burger and we share it.
Yeah, we share it and I'm good. And then they have sweet potato fries and a really good aioli.
Yeah.
So you don't have to stay there to eat here, you guys. So like, hang on.
What's cool about it is that you can, because we went there when we went there, just us on back in August, and they have outdoor seating, so you can order from their menu, and then they also offer the full drink menu from Trader Sam's.
They have breakfast.
Oh,
thick and fluffy Japanese pancakes, fluffy vanilla pancakes topped with tropical fruit blend. What?
But yeah, so you can order the full drink menu from Trader Sam's Tiki Bar. So a lot of people like to go inside the bar because it has the whole ambiance and all that. But if you want to have a full menu to eat, you can also get the full drink menu there as well if you're into that.
Yeah. So, but it served with grilled pineapple, applewood smoked bacon, Havarti cheese, butter, lettuce, tomato, onions, and sweet and spicy spread. Served.
And the bacon is like thick bacon.
It's like it's good so, bacon. And I'm not like, I love In-N-Out, but I'm not like constantly great. Like,
we had this burger 2 nights in a row.
Spoiler, I was going to get into that later.
Oh,
but yeah, like, and I it's so good. It's so good. So if you want to head over to Disneyland Hotel and eat there, I highly recommend. And you like pineapple, but although you take off because you don't like pineapple.
I don't like pineapple.
So you give me your pineapple.
Yeah.
But it's, oh my gosh, you guys.
They have a walk-up bar. They have Dole Whip there. So you know how if you're not going to the park and you want Dole Whip, you can go there and get Dole Whip.
Yeah.
And so we did that. And so our clothes were wet. And
That's right.
so the DVC tower, the new Villas tower at Disneyland Hotel had opened late last year. This is our first time actually seeing it since being there. And with it being a villa tower, they now have laundry at Disneyland Hotel. They didn't have that before. You had to go to Grand California.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that.
So now that they have laundry, you need to go out there. I took all wet clothes, threw it in a bag, dumped the clothes in the dryer, and I explored the tower for a little bit while they were drying.
I didn't get a chance to. I wanted to check it out.
So they have a new gym there. It's really nice. If you're into Peloton, they have Pelotons there. So that's exercise bikes. So that's cool.
And then I didn't get a treat since I went back to the room at 4:00. So I went down into downtown Disney. I went to the Crazy Shake
Black Tap.
They have like insane big shakes, like with pieces of cake. I just got like the first night. What did I get? Oh, I got the brownie batter one. It's really good. I love milkshakes, so I needed to get something. But it was like, one, it was really nice going through security. I just had my phone because I had paid with my phone, and it was so easy, which is good because it was raining pretty good.
It was raining.
And I was like, I don't want to go back out, but I need to. I can't sleep without dessert. But yeah, so that was the first day. Like it was good.
It was good.
It was like wait times were so low.
Yeah.
Like pretty low. It got better, but they were good. Honestly, if we would have been even though we knew it was going to, we were better prepared the second day.
Yeah. Because it was still like in the mid 60s and the sun was still out. And so it would still get warm
in the morning.
Yeah. And early afternoon.
But then once it started raining, it got cold. And like I said, we bought shoe covers, but we didn't want to wear them, when it wasn't raining. And even that morning, it said like the chance of rain was still like 50% at 3:00. So we were like, all right, well, let's see. But once it started, it didn't stop. So we weren't as prepared as we were the next day. Cause if it would have just been like adults, like we even talked about, me and your sister were joking about, like, we said like, hey, let's just like send all the kids back with the grandparents and then we can, go. And then we're all like 6:00. Oh, we're done.
Yeah. Like, oh no.
What'd she say? She's like, in our 20s we would. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. We're old now. Let's go back and get warm.
Like if I wouldn't have had, if it would have been like me and you, or like me, you and your sister, we could I would have got on more rides.
Yeah.
But with kids, it's just not super fun. So that was the end of the first day.
Yeah.
This was longer than we thought. So I think we're gonna do a part two.
Part two.
Because that way too, you guys will get an episode next week when we're in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
So
spoiler alert, we're gonna be in Florida, and this time next week we will be in Florida at Disney World.
Oh, when this drops, yeah. Yes.
So stay tuned for that goodness.
Yes, I'm gonna have to take a lot of notes because in the time, like when we're just now on our trip, like you think, oh, I know what's happened. I'm gonna remember this. We're gonna talk about this, and now I'm like, I don't know what we did.
Well, that's why I have an idea.
I know, but it's also our anniversary trip. This is not a content trip.
No, it's not. But we can take a few minutes out of the day, a few days, to record some content. So
can we? It's the first time. Like, do you realize what's happening? We're going away for 5 days. We haven't been away for ever. Even when we went to Paris, we ended up being gone this long.
Yeah,
because I've told the story before, but we
got stuck there for a day.
Yeah. So we ended up being gone for like a week, but we weren't planning on being like, this is unheard of.
I know.
For us. Anyways. Okay. Part one.
Part 1.
Done. That was our first day. Aren't you
First day
so
and a half.
entertained
Oh,
and
that
thought
was
the thing was amazing?
Amazing.
Do we
But
have
just
any
wait.
tips? I don't know. Listen next week. Maybe we'll add some tips into this.
Maybe we will. Maybe we won't.
Maybe you'll have to come back.
Yeah. Listen to us. If you want more content, more Disney content, you can follow us on Instagram.
Yes.
At dreaming.of.disney.podcast.
And if you want to see a highlight bubble from the trip that we are talking about, it's February 24 trip, I think is what I titled it.
I think so.
So there's,
There's all that.
There's all that.
All that.
Yeah.
All that.
I'll
Bag of chips.
I'll have to add some pictures to it, though. I think it was video, so add some pictures.
So, leave us a review too. We'll give you a shout out. But in the meantime, thank you for listening.
Thank you.
We'll talk to you later.
Bye.